Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. St. Luke's University Health Network officials recently completed their 2019 to 2022 Community Health Needs Assessment. WYLN's Julia Wiegand has more on the data that'll help address the region's current and future health needs.
As a nonprofit hospital, St. Luke's University Health Network conducts a Community Health Needs Assessment every 3 years. And as a network, Director of Community-Based Rural Health Rosemarie Lister says they engage the community in every aspect of conducting that assessment. Using surveys, the network is able to find out what the needs are from the community's own words.
We had a really successful survey rate here in Carbon and Schuylkill County. In Schuylkill County, 404 surveys were completed, and in Carbon, we had 525. So over 900, where previously in 2015, we had 300. So we were really pleased with that type of engagement. And then we can build off of the identified need. We also conducted community forums and key informant interviews. We blended that primary data with secondary data to really come up with this informative community health needs assessment.
Those needs included improving access to care and reducing health disparities, improving healthy lifestyles and preventing chronic disease, and improving mental and behavioral health while looking into opioid and substance abuse disorders. St. Luke's has been in the rural region since 2013 working to implement what's identified through the Community Health Needs Assessment. How they do this is partnering in the community.
So our mission is partnering in the communities to improve access to care and improve healthy lifestyles. So we work on many different levels. We partner with school districts, so Panther Valley is our adopted school, but we also work with Tamaqua School District, Lehighton School District, and other schools. And we also work with Head Start. We work with both Pastone Head Start as well as Child Development Head Start. And getting in from the very beginning, improving access and education with our communities and our partners is how we're finding that we're able to move the needle on some of the key important identified issues.
Because St. Luke's has such a large engagement from their partners, Lister feels they're making progress through the area's identified need as far as access and barriers such as transportation.
So we're excited that we're putting our strategic planning in place with our partners and improving that access, improving those opportunities for prevention, education, treatment. We also have an opioid use disorder, substance use disorder planning grant, which is part of HRSA, which is Health Resource Service Administration, and we're working with national, state, and local partners to really improve prevention, treatment, and recovery options and services right here in our rural community for Carbon and Schuylkill, and also working with our regional partners. So we're really excited about those opportunities, and we see a great deal of potential for improved outcomes.
To see the full Community Needs Assessment for 2019-2022, you can check out St. Luke's website under Community Health. Reporting in Coaldale for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
And the city of Hazleton received a grant that will replace a red light at a very busy intersection. WYLN's Gary Perna has more on that story.
The city of Hazleton received a $269,430 grant through the state's automatic red light enforcement program for overhauling the traffic signal and other improvements at the intersection of 15th and Grant Streets. City's Director of Economic Development and Recreation, Joe Zeller, says the intersection will get a complete overhaul.
Some of the activities that are going to be done are new mast arms are going to be installed, new actual signals. The pedestrian countdown system will be installed there, and also new ADA ramps will be installed as well.
Zeller said the work will not be done overnight. There is a process that will have to take place.
First of all, we have to wait for the contract to be received from the state, and once we do that, we'll go over it with our engineers and see if there's any adjustments that need to be made, any changes, and then we'll begin the advertisement procurement process for people to bid on the job.
The 15th and Grant Street project was the only project to get this type of funding from the state in Luzerne County. According to state officials, 50 projects in 38 municipalities did receive funding. Zeller said the intersection was chosen because the signal is old and it's a popular route for students who walk to the Hazleton Area High School.
Yes, there'll be an added safety benefit here because if, as anyone knows that travels that area around the time that school is being let out, Grant Street, Lincoln Street, so on and so forth, they get a lot of pedestrian traffic from students as they're leaving school at the end of the day, and that's also around rush hour.
This most recent grant is the third state-funded traffic signal improvement project in the city. Hazleton received $63,500 for signal work where Diamond Avenue meets Cedar and Cyber Street, and $180,000 grant from the State Department of Transportation's Green Light Go program for replacing the traffic signal and fixtures at 5th and Church Streets.
It's paramount for the city to keep going after grants. If we don't receive these grants, there's certain things that are not going to be attended to, and it helps tremendously maintain our infrastructure.
In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
The triple homicide trial of the man accused of starting fire at a home in Laughlin in 2017 continued today in Luzerne County Court. The mother of the 3 boys killed and the girlfriend of Preston Bonnet both taking the stand today. Bonnet's girlfriend, Tyla Griffin, on the stand admitted that Bonnet once threatened to burn down Major's home and said that he didn't care if her kids burned up. Griffin said she didn't want to believe it, but admits that the evidence is overwhelming against him. Also taking the stand, the mother of the 3 boys killed in the fire, Susan Major, testifying she met Bonnet and got involved in a credit card scheme that sent them both to jail. Bonnet and Griffin temporarily lived in Major's home at one time. Major testified she found devices he used to make phony credit cards and turn them over to police, then kicked them both out. Prosecutors say that's one of the things that enraged Bonnet. The trial continues for Bonnet, who faces 3 counts each of arson and criminal homicide. Information technology workers currently troubleshooting problems after a cyber attack was discovered on Saturday at the Luzerne County Courthouse. Some of the computers at the courthouse were shut down while measures were taken to limit the damage. IT techs examined the courthouse computer network. The cyber attack was said to be contained to courthouse servers and doesn't impact computers in other parts of the county. The county director of administrative services said the attack most likely came from an employee opening an email attachment that contained a virus. The public can still conduct county-related business while the investigation continues. The Memorial Holiday weekend has come to an end, and Pennsylvania State Police released their crash statistic report. Troopers were out enforcing traffic laws May 24th through the 27th. In Troop L, 45 crashes were investigated, 5 alcohol-related, 10 involved injuries, and 2 resulted in fatalities. Over 1,000 traffic citations were also issued for speeding violations. There were 100 seatbelt violations and over 1,000 citations handed out for other violations. Troop N reporting 51 DUI arrests, 33 crashes, and 1 fatality. They issued 600 speeding citations, 87 seatbelt violations, and over 1,400 traffic citations for other violations. Communities across Pennsylvania have been experiencing severe weather the last few weeks, and Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency encourages everyone to be aware of all the weather update resources available to them to help them stay safe this summer. PEMA suggesting choosing a trusted local media outlet that provides weather alerts via text message or apps that can be downloaded directly to your phone so you can receive real-time updates. The National Weather Service also provides updates via Facebook and Twitter. Another option? A NOAA Weather Radio. It's a portable, inexpensive option that provides location-based weather alerts. And there's also a way to check the condition of over 40,000 road miles in Pennsylvania. That's a free service available 24 hours a day that can be accessed by going to 511pa.com or downloading that smartphone app. Coming up on WYLN News, zoning hearing number 4 in Packer Township. Julia Wiegand has the details. Plus, WYLN News intern Cameron Gregory has the latest on a suicide prevention program. But first, let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Raining, no kidding. Right now, we expect some overnight thunderstorms with a low of about 58. And then, dare we say we'll see the sun tomorrow? We'll be right back.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is honored to serve you. And this month, we're honoring those who have served us during the Bigger Things sales event. Lease a new 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorn 4x4 for just $269 a month. Learn more at allamericanjeep.net.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Save now on a vehicle that blends city style with wilderness spirit. It's the Jeep Celebration event at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get outside in a new Jeep Wrangler Sport 4x4 starting at $33,799. Learn more at allamericanjeep.net.
Crazy weather last night didn't stop zoning hearing number 4 in Packer Township for the Broad Mountain Wind project. Our Julia Wiegand has details.
4 down and a few more zoning hearings to go for the Broad Mountain Wind project in Packer Township. One of last night's expert witnesses, President of Hankard Environmental, Michael Hankard, testified on behalf of the results of his analysis on the amount of noise the wind turbines would produce.
Well, the first part of it is meeting the county's regulation of 50 dBA along the property line, which we demonstrated would be the case. But then for the residents themselves, we predicted levels of less than 40 dBA at the closest houses, which is a very low level.
Relative to other projects that Hankard works on, he said the Broad Mountain Wind project has levels that are enviably low, which is good news for residents.
You know, the distances here are so great that 40 decibels, which is, again, that's the loudest we predict at any house, is probably going to be inaudible almost all of the time, because that level is predicted when the turbines are working full. And when the turbines are working full, it's most likely going to be windy. There's a lot of trees around. That creates noise. So the levels are low, and a lot of the time you won't hear them at all.
Hankard testified that the higher the wind turbine, the slower the blades spin, which in turn would create less noise than a smaller turbine. Packer Township zoning will meet again for hearing number 5 as of right now, June 12th at 6 p.m. in the Weatherly Area Middle School cafeteria. Reporting in Weatherly for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
The Hazleton Area School Board will have vote on a budget that more than likely will call for a tax increase. According to the district business manager, Bob Krasansky, back in January, they projected a budget deficit of $10 million, but that has now dropped to $3.4 million. Property taxes will bring in about $1.6 million more this year, thanks to land development and a tentative tax rate increase of 3.5% in Luzerne County. Taxpayers in Carbon and Schuylkill would see declines through a formula used for districts in multiple counties. Hazleton area has the lowest tax rate of districts in its 3 counties. Hazleton expects to receive $1.7 million more from the state, although the state budget isn't set yet. As we reported yesterday, the Crestwood Area School Board met last night and voted on a proposed budget. The property tax rate will jump by 6.4%, and with that jump, the district will save 10 support staff jobs. The proposed budget would allocate $41 million, raising the tax rate to just over 11 mils. The board will have to have a final budget in place before June 30th. Also, at last night's meeting, the board accepted Joseph Kaminsky's resignation from the board. The board will make an interim appointment for someone to finish his term, which ends December 5th. The board will also accept letters of interest from applicants until 3 p.m. June 7th. Yesterday, Governor Tom Wolf developed a statewide suicide prevention task force to strengthen support for people in crisis. WYLN News intern Cameron Gregory has the story.
Governor Tom Wolf announced yesterday a first-of-its-kind statewide suicide prevention task force to develop the state's suicide prevention plan. In a long-term effort to reduce suicide in Pennsylvania, the plan is meant to let Pennsylvanians know their lives are valuable and help is available. The announcement came from various state agencies that will be represented on the task force, including Representative Mike Schlossberg, Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, and Prevent Suicide PA. Since 1999, the prevalence of suicide in Pennsylvania has risen by 34%. Department of Human Services Secretary Teresa Miller wants the citizens of our state to know they are broadening their approach to preventing suicide.
We must do everything we can to ensure that people we serve and represent know that they are never alone and that systems and supports are equipped to provide help that can save lives.
Department of Drug and Alcohol Program Secretary Jennifer Smith let citizens of the Commonwealth know there are simple measures we can take to ensure a better outcome.
Some simple measures that you can take as citizens of the Commonwealth: use less stigmatizing language when referring to individuals with mental health or substance use disorder. Educate yourself about the available resources, particularly hotlines, such as the suicide prevention hotline that Secretary Miller mentioned. And finally, take advantage of the prescription drug take-back box program here in Pennsylvania. These are boxes available in all 67 counties throughout the Commonwealth. Take the time to regularly clean out your medicine cabinets of unwanted and unused prescription medication before it's used in a way that it's not intended.
On average nationally, we lose about 20 veterans per day to suicide, and within the PA National Guard, we lost 11 service members to suicide last year.
We've had success in getting people who are in stressful situations the help they need. Unfortunately, much of the success is overshadowed every time we have a suicide within the Commonwealth. Therefore, we are extremely interested and proud in our stance in supporting this task force so that we may adapt and implement the innovations and tools it will provide for the betterment of both our veterans and our service members.
If you or someone you know is struggling, help is available. Call 1-800-273-8255, toll-free 24/7 to reach the Suicide Prevention Hotline. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Cameron Gregory.
One university in our area making some major improvements to its athletic complex. Wilkes University announces it will invest nearly $8 million to renovate the Ralston Athletic Complex. Improvements include new turf, lights, spectator seating, and press boxes. It will benefit 6 of the university's men's and women's athletic teams. Coming up on Girardville's News Choice, we'll find out who won tickets to the upcoming Pocono race. Plus, looking for a new best friend? Puppies available at Hillside SPCA. Julie Stefanovich will take us there. Stay with us.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969.
Pocono Raceway is summertime, where the kids are free, where fans become friends, where good times roll, and the racing is always a little tricky. Bring your friends, bring your family, just bring it. Pocono style. New this year, the Great Pocono Raceway Air Show.
One day I had a dull ache on my right side. They found a growth on my uterus. I thought it is probably cancer.
When I first met Catherine, the first thing I wanted to do was reassure her that she was going to receive excellent care. We had to address this cancer right away.
Trust the leading cancer care experts at Lehigh Valley Cancer Institute to give you hope and more, with access to more clinical trials and advanced treatment options.
I'm cancer-free thanks to Lehigh Valley Hospital.
If you're looking for a new best friend, Hillside SPCA in Pottsville will have 2 litters of puppies available within the next month. The pups, along with their mothers, were recently brought in after the shelter received a call.
The 2 litters came from a house just right outside of New Ringo that somebody called to us and said that there's an abundance of animals there. There's actually 17 dogs that came from there, and the house had no water, no electricity, nothing. The majority of them are puppies. There's 14 of them that are puppies, and the puppies themselves are about 4 weeks old, so they won't be ready for adoption for another month.
The adorable little pups are a mix of Jack Russell, Pit Bull, and Lab. It is not uncommon for the shelter to see cases where numerous animals are involved.
Every now and then we'll get a call about a house that has a bunch of animals. Like this one specifically, there were 17 dogs total. There were the 2 moms and another dog that was in the house also. And every now and then we'll get a call with there's a bunch of dogs, a bunch of cats, and sometimes we even get calls with houses that have like snakes and birds.
It's the dedication and hard work of the employees and volunteers to look after the animals and take care of them.
It takes several of us. On a typical day, we have a staff of anywhere between 8 and 9 with our bigger dogs. Our smaller dogs, they have about 3. In the cat room, they have a couple different. It's different every day too, like ours. If you want to donate and help out with the shelter, we could always use puppy food, especially now. And like dry puppy food, canned puppy food, we could definitely use that. Yeah, we could always use blankets, especially sheets right now with the puppies. It's easier to put it on the floor and it makes it an easier cleanup. And if you're interested in adopting any of the puppies, we'll be taking online applications for them in about 3 weeks. And we'll go through them and we'll see, and usually contact by email if you're approved or not.
The mothers will also be up for adoption once the puppies are weaned.
The one mom, she's about 9.5 years old, and then the second mom of the other litter, she's about 3 years old.
And ways that you can help out.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer is more than just a great place to grab 6-packs to go. You can also enjoy great draft beer, including their exclusive Three Ornina milk stouts. Take it to go in a crowler, or mix and match bottles of your favorite craft beers. Or just cool down with one of their slushies. Check out the Georgetown Pub Fare menu, including their Flight and Bites with your choice of sauces and 5-ounce draft beers. Stop in and play Keno or other Pennsylvania lottery games. Don't forget to check out their website and Facebook for tasting events. Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer in Wilkes-Barre Township, right next to the Big Cow. Hello, WYLN TV 35 News viewers. It's Jeff, host of Wine, Hops, and Road Stops, and I'm here at Krugel's, Georgetown Deli and Beer, Wilkes-Barre Township, with Kevin and with Woody. And we are going to pick the winner of the Pocono 400 giveaway. We got, 4 tickets?
4 tickets right here.
Grandstand tickets.
Pocono style.
That's right. And how has the reaction been to this so
people
far?
Are filling them out every day.
Yeah, a lot of
people are coming in every day. Everybody's filling them out. You know, people have filled out quite a few tickets, and we were really surprised at the response. This is a really big deal here.
Great. People like NASCAR. People like NASCAR. People like free stuff.
Yeah.
So do the honors. Pick them up.
Let's pick one. We got Smitty. Who's Smitty?
That's it. Smitty.
Smitty. Smitty, if you can see this, you're going to Pocono. If you didn't win this time, we got drawings in July and August.
Yep. There you go. Do it Pocono style. Georgetown
style.
Deli. Tickets, and they're here to win on Wyln 35.
Pocono style.
Pocono style.
Thanks, guys, and congratulations again to Smitty. I guess. Anyway. And before we say goodnight this evening, we want to say happy birthday day to our Julia Wiegand, celebrating with her buddy Duncan there. You have a wonderful happy birthday day, Julia. That's the news. Remember, you can get news updates on our Wyln News Facebook page. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on Wyln TV.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. Packages are available to fit anyone's budget, and there is a restaurant and catering on site. The facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor parties, private parties of any kind. Call 570-384-2311